If you're going to invest, I recommend using an online broker. They tend to have the lowest fees, the widest range of products, and they're not going to call you up and try and sell you things. In Japan, there are 3 big online brokers. So that's Rakuten Securities, Monex Securities, and SBI Securities. Today, we're going to take a look at SBI Securities. Lots of people kind of get a bit stuck when they log into the account for the first time and they see the website and the menus in Japanese. So today we're going to go through the top menu on SBI and just explain what each thing is. Alright, today we're just going to run through the main elements of the top menu on SBI Securities. So the actual functionality we'll go into in future videos. Today we're just going to get a broad overview of what you'll see when you log in for the first time and what the various menu options are. So when you log in, you'll get this screen, which is a kind of messages screen. These are messages from SBI Securities, and you can safely ignore the vast majority of them. They're very rarely time sensitive. They'll actually email you if there's anything particularly important. So I wouldn't worry about this screen too much. From here, you can then go to the home, click on the home, and that'll take you to your kind of home page, which shows you everything in your account. This is actually my wife's SBI account, and she only uses it for iDeCo. So there's not actually any money or any investments in this section of the account. Now, if there were, you'd see your cash over here in the kind of cash holding account portion. You can move money in, you can move money out, you can arrange bank transfers, you can look at your portfolio, and there's a few different things you can do on here. But that's what this page is about. Next, we can go to the market section of the main menu, which is basically just various markets. So that's the Nikkei, that's the topics, the Dow Jones, and so on. I don't find this kind of thing very useful. It's not really important for most people. Next, this is the Japanese equities section. So here you can look for and buy kind of individual Japanese stocks. And of course, Japanese stocks have a 4-digit ticker that's numbers. So for example, if we typed in 8345 in here, this is actually Iwate Ginko. It's the Iwate Bank. And here we can see the information about the stock. So the price movements. This is the dividend, for example. And we can then buy the stock and sell it by using these cunningly disguised buttons here. So they're really hard to find. This is the buy, the purchase button, and this is the sell button. So if we look at the buy button here, it'll take us to this screen where we can decide how many shares we want to buy. Now in Japan, generally, Japanese stocks are sold in lots of 100 stocks, sometimes 10, sometimes 1,000, but mostly 100. It is possible to buy single stocks to break these up, but the normal is to buy 100. So we'd buy 100 or 200 here. And we can then decide various things. So we can decide on the price we want to pay, right? So it's currently trading at 1931. So if we wanted to make sure the order went through, we might set a slightly higher price and so on. We can decide when we want the trade to go through. And then we can decide whether we want it in our regular account or our tax reporting account. Most of the time, you're going to want to buy stuff in your tax reporting account. That means the broker is going to do your taxes for you. If you put things in the ordinary account, in the regular account, you have to do your own taxes. So I would not do that unless you have a good reason to. And here you'll need your password in order to do any transactions through here. So that's the domestic equities section. The next thing is foreign equities. So SBI is actually pretty cool in that it has access to a number of different markets. Now most brokers have access to the US market and maybe China and Singapore. But SBI also has Thailand, Malaysia, Korea, Vietnam, Indonesia, and Russia, weirdly. So if you wanted to go and buy Russian stocks, it seems that you can. Not sure I would do that, but it's possible. And if you want to buy stocks with SBI, you'd click here and it would take you to a subsection of the site that's specifically for buying foreign stocks. Next is mutual funds. So Toshi Shintaku or Toshin in here. And this is the best option for most people. So as long as you're not an American citizen, you probably want to be buying mutual funds in Japan. The main reason for that is that they are very tax efficient. You can buy, mutual funds are allowed to reinvest dividends in Japan. That makes a big difference because they don't have to pay them out. You don't pay tax on the dividend and it just gets reinvested internally. So for that reason, it's a very good option for a lot of people. When we're buying dividends, you can either search for whatever you're looking for, or there's various options within this. If you mouse over the menu here, we've got a list of all the funds offered. We've got the rankings. I don't find that very useful personally. So the easiest thing is just to go to the big list of funds, and then you can actually choose various things on the left here. So for example, we might want to choose some global funds that are free, that don't have fees, that have low management fee, and that are international equities here. So that takes us down to 51 funds. And let's see, I like to use the fee to sort by. So if you click on the second column, that's the annual management fee. And if we do it smallest to largest, we can see this is the cheapest management fee, 0.07. That's pretty good. This is a developed countries stock fund. And you can see going down, there's various different options. So we're going to be talking, we'll make a different video about actually buying funds on here, but that's basically how you can look at them. Next is bonds. And this is to buy actual bonds rather than bond funds. I think most people might be better off buying a bond mutual fund instead. But you can see you can buy Japanese bonds and foreign bonds as well. Now, be very careful when buying foreign bonds because you have a currency risk as well as any kind of investment risk. Okay, next we've got the FX section. This is where you can trade foreign exchange or trade different currencies. I really don't recommend doing this. The vast majority of people lose money doing this, and it's a big time suck as well. So don't do this. This is options. Don't do options. Very dangerous. This is CFDs. I think this is what caused the 2008 Lehman crisis, so don't do this either. Next, we've got gold and silver and platinum. Precious metals, again, I probably wouldn't bother. These are the good bits, right? NISA and Tsumitate NISA. So this year, 2023, is the last year we're going to have this choice between normal NISA and Tsumitate NISA. And basically, if you're going to be investing, you might as well invest in NISA first because it's tax-free. And then if you fill your NISA account, you still want to invest, then you can invest in a taxable account beyond that. And iDeCo is basically the pension kind of system. Very good idea if you're going to stay in Japan for the long term and you're working, because this can save your income tax and allow you to invest for the future quite efficiently. So definitely look into that. With SBI, iDeCo is actually a separate website. So you need once you apply for and open the account, you'll have a different login for that different website. It's a little bit inconvenient. And then the last two menu options are the bank So SBI Net Bank, if you want to open an account with them. And also they've got insurance products as well. So you might want to check those out. Generally, I would recommend going to kakaku.com if you're if you're looking for insurance. That might be a slightly better way to compare the different options. And then finally, across the top here, we've got portfolio. We've got this kind of purchase section that allows you to buy domestic equities, mutual funds, and so on. We've got account management. And we've got moving money in and out. So that is basically the SBI top menu. And remember, you can always come back to the home here to see what your account is doing. And if you've got any questions, please leave them in the chat and we'll try and answer those as they come up.